gasoline, dairy products, water bottles, you name it. The production of these items and millions more have caused substantial amounts of carbon to be released into the atmosphere at faster rates than ever before. Because of carbon's heat-trapping nature, warming of the Earth is unavoidable as levels of carbon continue to increase. But some people still go as far to say that global warming doesn't even exist. Where's the proof, they ask? According to NASA, proof of global warming is all around us. Sea levels have risen 6.7 inches in the last century, and the rate of the last decade is nearly double that of the last century. Global average temperatures have also risen 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit since 1880. Although this doesn't seem like a threatening change, one should also consider that the difference between Ice Age temperatures and today's temperatures is only 9 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's a very frightening prospect that gives us new insight on how fast global temperatures are actually changing. Shrinking ice sheets, glacial retreat, and declining sea ice are also major indicators. So what? People want to know why this should matter to them. We are already seeing the effects of it. Greater, more frequent tropical storms, rampant wildfires, and more severe droughts will be a part of our day-to-day lives at the rate we are going. Global warming is one of the biggest problems facing us today, and as humans, we are major contributors. If we make some easy changes to our day-to-day lives, we can reduce our carbon footprints drastically. And if we all do our part and make these easy changes, we'll see a happier and healthier Earth in the long run.
Have you ever wondered of the kind of impact your car had on the environment? According to carbonfund.org, a foundation dedicated to a zero-carbon world, each individual car releases 4.5 tons of carbon every year. But there are ways you can offset those carbon emissions that will not just benefit the environment, but your wallet as well. Now over to our auto correspondent.
So, growing up your whole lives, you've probably heard the terms carbon footprint and greenhouse gases. And you probably already have an idea of how vehicles add to these things. Well, here are some facts to add to those ideas. The average American drives 12,000 miles per year with an average gas efficiency of 25.5 miles per gallon. That means the average American uses 470.6 gallons of gasoline per year. Now, with an average of 17.7 pounds of carbon per gallon of gasoline, that means the average American puts out 8,320 pounds of carbon per person per year. Now, here to answer some questions about his carbon footprint, we have Devin Allen. So, Devin, what is the average MPG of your vehicle?
Mixed highway and city driving, I get about 22 miles a gallon.
Okay, impressive.
Thank you.
So, what things are you personally doing to reduce your carbon footprint vehicularly?
Well, personally, I carpool wherever I can. I try and stay as slow as 55 to 60 miles an hour on the highway when I commute to and from school. And generally try to combine trips if I can, like errands or getting groceries. And finally, I use highway tires instead of all-terrain tires.
Very good answers, Devin. So how do you feel others can personally reduce their vehicular carbon footprint?
Well, the most immediate solution is to drive slower on the highway if you can afford to, which is actually not that bad because driving faster on the highway doesn't get you where you're going that much faster than driving at a speed of about 60 miles an hour. Secondly, you can carpool with your friends. For example, if you work or go to school in the same place as someone else, you should probably carpool to where you're going to reduce your carbon footprint. Beyond that, I think when it's time to replace your tires, you should research the most efficient tire for your vehicle and your application, and then go try and buy that tire, and that will effectively reduce your carbon footprint.
Excellent answers, Devin. So he gave us some really good examples on how to save our carbon footprint and reduce money we spend on gas. But for a full list of things you can do, check out fueleconomy.gov. Thanks, guys.
Just as our correspondent mentioned, some of those things that you could do are so simple that they never would have crossed your mind. Making small changes like driving the speed limit, accelerating smoothly, and keeping your tires inflated can reduce your carbon emissions by 1 ton, saving you more than 150 gallons of gasoline this year.
Our environmental impact also carries over to our homes. Many home appliances are inefficient, which leads to unnecessary cost and waste. Things as simple as leaving your lights on, cheap insulation, and unreasonable thermostat settings cost you and the environment more in the long run. And now here's our home correspondent.
Thank you, Will. Now, many of you know that fluorescent light bulbs are better than incandescent light bulbs. But do you know why? Here to help me explain is my correspondent, Wesley.
Thank you. Well, the deal is, I hear that they save us a little bit of money and a little bit of energy.
You're 100% correct. They save both money, energy, and they save the world.
Saving the world? That is a big job. I don't know how they could ever do that.
That's a good question. Let's use our fancy lamps of science to help us show.
Now, I don't know about you, but these look like regular lamps.
Ah, but they're not. Let's take fancy lamp number 1. It is powered by a 60-watt incandescent light bulb. This light bulb uses a whopping 3,000 kilowatt hours per year of energy and costs about $330. On top of that, it produces a massive 4,500 pounds of CO2 per year.
Wow, that is a lot of CO2 coming from a light bulb.
It sure is. Now let's take our lamp number 2. It is powered by a 15-watt fluorescent light bulb. This light bulb produces only 767 kilowatt hours per year, unlike our first one. It also costs only $76 a year, thus producing only 1,000 pounds of CO2 per year.
Holy moly, that is a lot less.
Why, yes it is. So can you tell me how this affects us?
Well, obviously they're saving us some money and energy. But the big factor is that they're saving the world, and we've only got one. So that's important.
Those are all very good points. And no matter what light bulb you got, this is the only way to save the world. Reporting for the Daily Report in Beaumont, Texas, this is Kendall Jackson. Back to you, Will.
There are many ways to reduce your home's carbon footprint. When shopping for appliances, look for the Energy Star label. Low-flow faucets, proper caulking and insulation, turning off your lights, and programming your thermostat are great ways to help your home be more environmentally friendly and keep money in your pocket.
Out of the 50 million water bottles bought in the U.S. every year, only 27% are recycled. The other 73% end up in a landfill somewhere in the world. Companies have done well to make sure almost every water bottle on the market is recyclable. So why aren't Americans taking a bigger initiative? Well, here in Beaumont, Texas, there's one entity that's taking a stand. Lamar University has recently adopted a recycling initiative that they hope will change the attitudes of many generations to come. Now over to our waste correspondent.
I'm here with Dr. Allison Flossie to talk about what the Department of Sustainability is doing to help out to reduce the carbon footprint of Lamar. Did I say a few words?
Yeah, hi. We're doing several things to just get started, since we just started working on it in January, really. First thing we're working on is recycling, trying to get campus-wide recycling activated. And the construction management students in Dr. Wong's class built 3 of these recycling houses so people can recycle their plastics, paper, tin, aluminum, cardboard, anything like that. And behind the library we have a large dumpster where people can take recycling also. So that's one of the things we're doing. We're also going to look at energy savings, try to do a study to see how much energy Lamar is using currently and come up with ideas for how we can reduce energy management and do some different projects to get that going. Some other students are doing projects. The communication students created a video for us to talk about recycling at Lamar, and I think they're going to do another video to kind of do some marketing. And the student organization HEEC is going to be out here in the quad Wednesday to talk about recycling and help get the word out about that, because that's Earth Day. And yes.
Also, I heard that you had a guest speaker coming.
Yes, we do. Thanks for bringing that up. We have Ed Begley Jr., who is an actor. Some people may remember him from St. Elsewhere, and he was also in a couple other projects. And he and his wife had a show called Living with Ed, where they talked about their house and how to be more sustainable at home. And he's very into living green, and I think he's going to be a good speaker since he's an entertainer. And that is May 5th at 7:30 in the University Theater. It's open to everybody and it's free. And then at 4 o'clock that same day, he's going to do a session for students where if anyone's interested, you guys might want to come to that actually. You come and it's be more of a question and answer session and kind of get some ideas from him. They recently built a home, he and his wife, that as a zero footprint, net zero. So it's kind of interesting. I think we could learn a lot from that. So hopefully people will come out to that.
Very interesting. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
No problem.
All right. Thank you for your time. All right. Back to you, Lauren.
In addition to recycling, consumers should also consider the value of biodegradable and compostable products. Instead of buying products that will eventually turn into a sack of toxins and emit greenhouse gases, buying these environmentally safe products will make sure that your waste is green waste.
What we eat plays a major role in climate change, as well as how it's produced. The distance food travels, how it was raised, and what chemicals are used in its production can make all the difference in its carbon footprint. For example, livestock that is raised on grain as opposed to free grazing can produce more than triple the amount of greenhouse gases than the latter. Now to our food correspondent.
I wanted to learn more about how the food we eat impacts our environment, so I went to a grocery store to find out.
Here I have 2 bags of flour. They look the same, they cost the same, but they have one big difference. The bag of flour from my right hand is from Vermont. The bag on my left is from Kerrville. Why does this matter? Well, the bag from Vermont caused 6 times more CO2 than the bag from Kerrville, causing a tremendous impact to our environment. Another way we can help the environment is by consuming less meat. I don't mean become full-on vegetarian, but by eating poultry, vegetables, and fruits, it can help our environment quite a bit. Why is that? Well, the packaging and producing of red meat causes 4 times more CO2 than vegetables or poultry does. Now back to you, William.
As individuals, we should start considering the impact of food on our environment and what we can do to help. Buying local organic foods from environmentally conscious farmers is a great place to start.
Becoming informed about how you contribute to global warming is the first step in solving the problem. We have to understand that everything humans do contributes to the environment at large and ultimately kills the world a little more. It's human nature to take things for granted, but with the information provided in this video, you can do your part in making sure Mother Earth stays healthier for a little while longer.
Thank you, Laura. That's all we have for you today. From all of us at the station, thank you for watching.